Now I want to talk about the undercard a little bit with the Caleb Plant, David Benavidez fight. First, Cody Crowley, he won the fight. It was a good fight, close fight. Got emotional afterwards. That was cool. Colbert and Valenzuela, good fight. Stephen Colbert, Chris Colbert. He got the funny hair. He had the suit. He's got good swag. He lost his last fight to Hector Garcia. And what I was really disappointed in the last fight was that when he was losing, he didn't even try to win. This fight, he comes out, gets knocked down in the first round. And I'm like, whoa, I didn't see that coming. And this is at 135, keep in mind, so he's moving up in weight. I give him credit, Colbert, from this standpoint. He got up and he tried to win the whole entire time. This was not a situation where he packed it in. I thought that he battled back. I thought the fight was very close. Now, this is the problem with boxing and the way fights are scored. The rounds that Valenzuela won, he won more dominantly than the rounds that Colbert won. However, I thought Valenzuela, he took a lot of rounds off, and he didn't go for the kill as much, and that gave Colbert the opportunity to get back in the fight. I think that when it comes down to it, Colbert did well, but I thought he lost by a point. Now we fast forward and we get into the decision part of the fight. All three judges had it unanimous for Colbert. I was a little bit surprised. I had the same score. I had 95-94 for Valenzuela. It was close. I know people are going to say robbery, but I don't think a robbery. I think it was a close fight. I don't think 96-94 was ridiculous. I don't see the 6 rounds that you had in there for Valenzuela. I mean, for Colbert, I don't see it. It was a good fight. Then we get into the post-fight, and Valenzuela just going nuts, saying he won this, that. He's upset. He's pissed off, and Colbert was actually being pretty normal. Like, I thought he was being, pretty nice, pretty good sportsmanship. He said, listen, it was a close fight. If I had lost, I would have taken on the chin. I'll give you a rematch, this, that. But then, because Valenzuela was complaining so much, Colbert said that he's not going to rematch him. He said that in the post-fight. He's like, I'm not rematching him. He complained too much. He's a sore loser. I'm going back down to 130. And it's crazy because he was being a good sport at the beginning of that. But then in the ring, while he's complaining about Valenzuela, then Colbert flips it. He just starts making fun of Valenzuela being a crybaby, showing off his medal and sticking his tongue out. The guy is just so ridiculous. But he's one of those villains, I guess, in boxing. Him and Rolly. I guess that's the way he's thinking. That's how I'm going to market myself. Or maybe he's not thinking that. Maybe this is just who he is. But I actually think, Rolly, when he does it, he's trying to sell tickets and get, fights. Adrian Broner, he's trying to sell tickets to get fights. I think Colbert actually is this person. This is not an act. I think he really is this guy. But I think Valenzuela has himself to blame, though. In that last round, he was right there for the taking, and he was just coasting. And had he won that round, it would have been, I think, a draw. I'm not sure exactly, but the point is that he left a lot on the table. And in that last round, I had to give it to Colbert because he didn't do anything, Valenzuela. I don't agree with Steve Farhood that Valenzuela won that last round. I had 95-94 for him, for Valenzuela, but I can't call that a robbery. It was a close fight. But Colbert talks about how he's trying to carve his legacy and this and that. Running back, do the rematch. I don't want to hear anything about going back to 130. No one cares. And to be honest with you, 130 is a pretty big mess right now because you got Colbert and Hector Garcia. Maybe they could do a rematch there, but both guys have lost recently. Obviously, Hector Garcia beat Colbert, and Hector Garcia got knocked out by Tank at 135. Shakur's not there at 130 anymore. Valdez is not there at 130 anymore. So I guess you got that new guy, Sheik Foster. It's not a strong division right now, in my opinion. So we'll see what happens with that. But I just thought that situation was funny, and that post fight was hilarious. But it was a good fight. All the fights in the undercard were good. And then we got to get to the second one. Ramos and, not the Abel Ramos. He also fought earlier. But Ramos and Joey Spencer. First of all, that Ramos guy looked like he was a super middleweight. I don't know how he was in the ring there with Joey Spencer. He looked huge. And Joey Spencer just got beat up on the inside the whole fight. I don't know what their game plan was. I don't know what his father was telling him, but it was just not a fight. He got dropped in the first round and got beat up. Yeah, Ramos showed, his size and his inside ability. I like what I saw from him. I'm curious. I would like to see a Ramos versus Fundora fight because they're both so tall, and obviously Ramos is a lot stronger, but that might be an interesting fight. Maybe PBC can make that happen at 54, but I guess Ramos is another player at the very interesting 154-pound division. But for me, Charlo and Zoo have to fight next, obviously. Those are the top two guys as far as I'm concerned. So, yeah, Tony Harrison, J-Rock, Julian Williams, and Jared Hurd, they're kind of all on the way out. They're all kind of, I know those two are at 160, Julian Williams and J-Rock, but, and Jared Hurd, they're going to retire. I think all three are going to retire. But I guess, Ramos should be in line for a shot, and Joey Spencer goes back to the drawing board. But overall, I was very pleased. All the fights on the undercard were very good, and the main event was good. A very good card in boxing, which you don't very often get, where all the fights on the card are strong. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. That's my breakdown of the fight. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Peace.